My name is Daniel Kranting. Welcome to Prime Sports. Let's zoom straight into the stories. And former Black Stars forward Augustin Ahimfo believes Ghana is capable of delivering an impressive showing at next month's AFCON if certain important factors are met. Ghana have been drawn in Group B against Egypt, Cape Verde and Mozambique in the tournament that begins on the 13th of January. Head coach of the side, Chris Hughton, has had a rocky start to life as Black Stars boss, suffering a shock defeat to Comoros last time out. But Ahimfo is adamant Ghana can impress if the team is given the right preparations.
Yesterday, I think I was reading, and then the deputy minister of sports was saying, as of now, he's not received the program for the Black Stars as to where they are going to come preceding to the Nations Cup. If that is the case, then I will entreat the FA to as quickly as possible put that up. I am sure by now they know where they are going to come the team. I think it should be made public so that whatever we can do to help them also we do. But once again, it's up to the coach who is in charge of the team to select the best materials that we have available and put them together, because it's not only selecting the players but blending them together to have a good team is what we are looking at.
All right. You mentioned about putting them together. I know you've seen some in the past, and then you will see more at AFCON. But how do you rate the chances of the Black Stars heading into Ivory Coast?
It's a tournament. In football, everything is possible. We just have to prepare well. I think though the 20-something countries partaking in the tournament, everybody is coming there to win, or everybody wants to come there to come and have a piece of the cup. And so we just have to prepare well. It's the AFCON. The group stages is different from the knockout stages. So the progression is what we have to look at. If we go and then we start well, I believe that the sky will definitely be the limit.
Now, President Nana Addo has fulfilled his promise of 1 million Ghana cedis to support Midyama Sporting Club's CAF Champions League campaign. Following their qualification to the tournament, Addo pledged to the Takwa-based side in August. On their visits to the presidency, Midyama have started their campaign on the continental stage with 1 win from 3 group games so far. They also lost 1 and drew the other. Midyama received the promised cash amount earlier today, with the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mustafa Yusuf, presenting it to the club. Member of Parliament for Takwa and Nsuonu, George Mrekuduka, received the money on behalf of the club. Moving on, La Liga will be hosting a seminar on Friday morning in Ghana with 2 selected academies. In addition to that, they will also be having a watch party of the Athletic Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid game for La Liga fans to enjoy on Saturday. In studio with me is a Projects and Communications Coordinator for La Liga Ghana and Nigeria, Ayodeji Adegbongu. Welcome. Just tell us a bit more on the seminar that is happening tomorrow.
Thank you very much for having me. Good evening. Well, this seminar, like you rightly said, is being held for players of 2 selected academies here in Ghana, Avranches and AS Copan. What we're doing is to try to teach these players what is required of them, what it takes for them to move from the academy level, which they are right now, to top level, to professional football level. Yes. Okay.
Why Ghana? We know that La Liga has been doing some very important projects in Africa over the past couple of years, but the focus on Ghana, that has something to do with our talent here?
Yeah, I mean, Ghana is a very important market for La Liga. Like you rightly said, a lot of talented players from Ghana, a lot of Ghanaian players have passed through La Liga. A lot of them are currently playing La Liga right now, in the top 2 divisions. So we feel like a lot more can be done, a lot more can be achieved if the talents are properly harnessed here in Ghana. So that is why we're doing some of these things.
Okay, just a bit more about the seminar and the academies that have been selected. Was there like a selection criteria for them, or was it just a random thing?
Not really, it was just random. What we're doing is just like a pilot phase. We want to see how it goes with these 2 academies, then we can expand the dragnet and select some others as well.
Okay, but what's the grand plan for seminars like this? What's the overall sort of achievement that you want to make at the end of the day with these seminars?
One of the things we try to do is to partner clubs in markets where we operate to La Liga clubs in Spain. We've done that in Nigeria, and we're trying to replicate it in Ghana. So these 2 academies, like I said, is a test phase. We'll see how things go with them. Then, of course, at some point, the end game will be to partner them, pair them up with clubs in Spain, and a mutually beneficial partnership can emerge from there.
Yeah, so in that answer, you are suggesting it's not just something that the players will benefit, but the clubs as a whole, in terms of management and co will also benefit. Let's broaden the conversation, talk about, you spoke earlier about the influence of Ghanaian players in the La Liga and how that is expanding. Over here in Ghana, we know that there's a huge bias towards the Premier League when it comes to foreign leagues. What is the La Liga doing, trying to leverage on the fact that we have some top stars in Spain just to get that interest flowing over here? Well,
that is why we are doing some of the things we've done in the past and what we are also doing this weekend. We understand the affinity for EPL. It's the same in Nigeria. I mean, that is, you can understand based on the historical relationship between the countries. We both speak the same language, unlike Spain, who speaks a different language from us. So what we are trying to do is to bring the game closer to the fans. I mean, La Liga is the best league in the world. It's not my opinion, it's facts. You understand? So when we do these things, our aim is to bring that league closer to the fans here in Ghana, bring the brand closer. We understand not everybody might be able to go over there, so we'll bring it over there. And like you rightly said, influences of Ghanaian players have been massive in La Liga. You talk about players like Derek Boateng, who had a fantastic career in Spain, and Michael Essien as well had a stint with Real Madrid. Recently, we have Iñaki Williams, who is doing very well right now. Thomas Partey, Baba Idrisu, the guy at Club Celta Vigo. I'm trying to remember his name now. Joseph Addo as well. So we are trying to tell people in Ghana that we have your people here. It's okay if you support them as well.
Just tell me some of the challenges you've experienced in trying to grow the game, especially on the grassroots level. You spoke that tomorrow's seminar is focused on grassroots football, trying to build it from the base up over here in Ghana. What sort of challenges have you faced in that quest?
The challenges are sort of similar to ones we faced in Nigeria. The talent is there, but what has been lacking is proper coaching, proper management as well. You realize that a lot of times coaches who coach at grassroots level, they coach based purely on passion. Yeah. They are not even qualified, and it's garbage in, garbage out. If a coach is not good enough, and at certain ages, if a player is not getting properly coached, once he leaves that age bracket, it becomes very difficult for him to reach his potentials. You understand? Yeah. So some of what we do is coaching education. We do it where we bring instructors from Spain to markets where we operate, where they coach, where they train the grassroots coaches on how to probably train young players. You know, the way you coach youth players is quite different from the way you coach adult players. With adult players, most of the time you don't coach them, you are just managing them. They know what to do. But with young players, sometimes you have to tell them what to do. Sometimes you have to put your hands around them. You don't have to shout at them, you know. So this is part of what we do to develop the football. So the challenges we've seen on ground is sometimes there is a huge gap in capacity, in technical know-how, in knowledge, and we are trying to bridge that gap as well.
Just tell us what, in order to do what you are doing, you need to sort of have a certain level of relationship with the regulators in Ghana, as the Ghana Football Association. How is that relationship like, and how much has it helped you in your quest?
The relationship is good, but it can obviously be very better. We've had meetings with the GFA, we've had meetings with the sports minister as well, and we are keen on establishing a relationship with these organizations so that we can scale up whatever it is we are doing right now.
Again, to go back to the stars that the Ghana stars that La Liga possesses. This is in between a question and a suggestion.
Okay.
Because remember back in the day, the Premier League, I think, Mourinho came to Ghana with Michael Essien, created a huge buzz. Most people follow just because they love them. Now they get to see their stars. And we have the likes of Iñaki and Co coming into town every time. We've not seen La Liga capitalize on that, especially when they are in town, just to sort of push the brand a bit. The likes of Edu, Baba, Iñaki have all been in town, and in fact, they will come to town before they go to the AFCON. Is there anything like that being planned?
It's something that can happen, that should happen. Unfortunately, COVID-19 changed a lot of things for everybody around the world. I mean, before COVID-19, the entire Atletico team, while Thomas Partey was still there, were in Nigeria for a couple of days. They played a friendly match. That same week, Barcelona was in South Africa. Yeah. The following season, Sevilla was in Tanzania. We were gradually building that up. Then COVID happened. Then the world shut down. Then there were so much travel restrictions, and that has changed a whole lot of things on how we operate, how the world operates anyway. Yeah. So it's a bit more difficult to get some of these things done now, but it's not impossible. It's something we are looking at doing in the nearest future.
Let's expand it. La Liga is now also possesses some top African stars, not just Ghana. You are not just there. You don't just talk for Ghana. You're also in charge of Nigeria, and of course you have a relationship with La Liga Africa also. So when you look at the broad scale of things, how much are you trying to? I know we've spoken about the strategy for Ghana, but how much are you trying to boost the interest of the La Liga in Africa? When we look at it as I said, on a grand scale of things, because as it stands, it might be factual, it may be factual that La Liga is the best league in the world, but when you ask the ordinary fan, that may not be the answer they will give you.
Well, what we are trying to do in Nigeria and Ghana is basically being replicated across the continent. Last season, La Liga came up with something called La Liga Impulso, which is where La Liga sort of directed the clubs, the La Liga clubs, 42 of them, 20 in the top division, 22 in the second division, to go to the world and meet with their fans. So you have clubs who are doing projects in other countries, not just La Liga. So we've had CD Leganés, Club CF Cadiz do stuff in Nigeria. Right now, we're talking to a number of clubs. I can't really mention them now until things are finalized, who have shown interest in also doing stuff in Ghana as well. We have other clubs like Real Betis who have something going on in Zimbabwe. So we have different La Liga clubs going around the world trying to get involved, meet their fans, engage with their fans as well. You know, so all of these things are happening across the continent. So let's see how it goes, really.
Okay, let's talk about why you are here. Let's just zoom back to why you are here. Why Atletico Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid? Because I'm sure it's a question that viewers are wondering.
Yeah.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. If Real Madrid, Barcelona, big clubs in Spain. If La Liga is going to do a watch party, why not those two? Why Atletico Madrid? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you're aware we've done, I think every year since 2021, we've had a watch party for El Clasico here in Ghana. Here
I mean, why? Why not the Madrid game or the Barcelona?
But at the end of the day, La Liga is beyond just Real Madrid and Barcelona. There are other clubs there, and Athletic Bilbao, Atletico Madrid is a big game by any standard. Right now, it's almost like a top of the table clash. Atletico Madrid is third on the table right now, behind Girona. Surprisingly, we are top of the league, and Real Madrid in second place. And Athletic Bilbao are fifth. So third versus fifth is a big clash. There is an immense rivalry between these two clubs. And of course, for Ghana, you have Iñaki Williams and his brother Nico, though he doesn't play for Ghana, who will both be playing in this game as well. So we believe this game should interest Ghanaians. I mean, particularly going into the AFCON, you want your top striker, Iñaki Williams, to be hot and fire if you want to win that first AFCON since 1982.
You didn't have to mention that. But just on the seminar, when is it happening? The time?
The seminar is tomorrow morning, somewhere in Legon. Starts at 11 a.m. And of course, the match on Saturday is at 3:15 p.m.
And the venue for the watch party?
It's same as Legon, but the watch party is also for those academy players.
Academy players.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very, very much for your time. Thank you for the insight. We'll zoom straight into other stories now. In Chelsea midfielder Moises Caicedo, he has told Sky Sports that it was impossible for him to turn down the club in favour of Liverpool last summer as the Reds came close to signing him. Caicedo moved to Stamford Bridge for a British record £115 million back in August, putting a dent in Liverpool's fruitless search for a new number 6 following Fabinho's summer departure. Caicedo had been linked with a move to Chelsea long before Liverpool's interest became public. Now, speaking ahead of Saturday's game with Sheffield United, he revealed that the length of negotiations he had held with the Blues was a deciding factor in where he ended up after leaving Brighton. Let's now do some Europa League results that are, of course, on the Europa League action is happening right now. Olympiacos half-time against Baka Topola. They are leading by 3-0. West Ham United are also 2-0 up against Freiburg. Now, this game is a battle for who will top that group. Ajax, who are already out of the competition, are leading AK Athens by 2-1. Brighton and Marseille have already qualified to the knockout round. The score is goalless as it stands. Saris Limassol, who are down by 3-0 at home against Czech Republic super side Sparta Prague. It's a very interesting encounter going on between Real Betis and Rangers. It's 2-2 already at halftime. 4 goals scored already. Atalanta are 2-0 up at Raku, and then Sporting CP, that's Sporting Lisbon, they are 1-0 up against Storm Graz. It's a full time in the fixture that ended earlier today. Toulouse, they beat Lask by 2-1. And then Liverpool, who have already qualified to the next round, they lost by 2-1 against Union Saint-Gilloise. That's all for Prime Sports. My name is Daniel Kranting. Thanks for your time.